What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give my predictions for game week 4 in the Premier League. Starting off with Southampton against Manchester United, I've gone 2-0 Man United. Southampton are by far the worst team in the Premier League. If Manchester United do not score more than one goal here, 10 Hag has to go. Southampton cannot defend, they're going to push everyone up the pitch, they're going to give the ball away. Man United have to take advantage of the counter-attacking opportunities. De Ligt did make a mistake that led to a goal during the international break. He has to make sure he doesn't do that because Adam Armstrong is dangerous. Brighton and Hove against Ipswich Town. I think Brighton are going to take this 3-1. You know, they've had a great start to the season, unbeaten. Obviously, the last game they were very, very fortunate that Declan Rice was sent off and none of their players were. Ipswich have been open at the back as well though, and Brighton's home record last season was very good. We know how they're going to play and they've got some really exciting players. Minte, Welbeck, Mitoma, João Pedro have all been really good at the start of the season. Ipswich do press high and like to attack. Crystal Palace against Leicester City. I have gone with a 2-1 Palace win. This was the result the last time these two sides met in the Premier League. I do think Leicester are a bit open defensively. Wout Faes is just a liability, and going forward they are good. Buonanotte has to play, Mavididi has to play, Vardy probably does have to play as well because they don't have another striker. And with Fatawi, that front four is excellent. Steve Cooper needs to stop forcing Decordova-Reid into that. And he better not play Ndidi as the 10 again, bruv, because that was the most stupid thing I've ever seen. This is a good game for Mateta to finally get his season up and running. I'm expecting Neze to run the show. Fulham against West Ham in the first London derby of the game week. Fulham did do the double over West Ham last season, including a 5-0 win at Craven Cottage, but I am backing the Hammers. I mean, this might just be a bit of wishful thinking as a QPR fan, but I hope West Ham do win. We're going 2-1. West Ham did win their last away London derby against Crystal Palace a few weeks ago. And Fulham haven't looked that sharp in front of goal yet. You know, Smith Rowe and Iwobi and Pereira all look good, but Muniz has not looked like he did last season. And although West Ham have been a bit hit and miss so far, I think their squad is so good that they should be winning this all game. Liverpool against Nottingham Forest. I think Liverpool will win, but I've gone 2-1. I think their clean streak run will end. I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as a lot of people think it will. I think Forest might actually take the lead as well and Liverpool come back, because against Brentford and Ipswich in the first halves, Liverpool have not looked great in either. And Forest have started quick. In all 3 of their games, they've been the first scorers. But it is a game you'd expect Liverpool to win. They have the quality to do so. They've proved that already. You know, I thought they'd have a bit of a slow start to the season because it's a big change, you know, when you've changed your manager for the first time in like 7-8 years. But they've managed to adapt really well. Although their start season hasn't exactly been that difficult, they've done well so far. Manchester City against Brentford. Some more wishful thinking here, but I've gone 5-1 to Man City. Now, City don't typically batter Brentford over the last few years. You know, Brentford did the double a couple of seasons ago, and last season they made it very difficult for Man City. Obviously, it was very sad news to hear that Erling Haaland's family friend has passed away. Thoughts are with him and his family. But if he does play, you know he's banging in a hat-trick, and he's already got 2 in a row, so we could also see Rodri feature for the first time this season. Aston Villa against Everton. Branthwaite still ain't back for Everton. He's returned to training, but it's very light training, I believe, and he definitely isn't going to start. So I think Villa will win 4-1. Onana's first game against his former club as well. He scored 2 goals so far this season, although both of them were away from home. I think he might score again, you know, he looks really dangerous. And so far, Everton haven't looked great from dealing with set pieces and crosses. Bournemouth against Chelsea is the 8 o'clock game on a Saturday, which is just utter woke nonsense. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. Chelsea are just too inconsistent for my liking. Bournemouth are a very good side. They're unbeaten so far. The mentality they showed against Everton was phenomenal. And Chelsea will be without both Reece James and Malo Gusto at right back. Despite the fact that their squad contains half the population of England, I think they will really struggle to fill that void. Especially with learning Chalobah out, like that, it makes no sense because Disasi will probably play that is nowhere near as good as him. And the wings of a Bournemouth are really dangerous, you know, the likes of Cliver, Semenyo, both really good players. And now the big one, Tottenham against Arsenal, the North London derby, by far the fiercest rivalry in the Premier League. Arsenal will be without both Declan Rice through suspension, wrongly suspended by the way, and Martin Odegaard, who picked up an injury. Mikel Merino, who'd be the natural replacement for Declan Rice, is also out injured. But I think they should still be okay there because you could move Partey there and bring Jorginho in, or just put Zinchenko in there. And although it is a huge downgrade, it is still manageable in a way. But Martin Odegaard, that is a bit of a problem because Emil Smith Rowe was sold in the summer, Fabio Vieira was loaned out. I could see Havertz being put there, but he is awful in the midfield. Very good up front, but he just can't play in the midfield. He showed that last season. Trossard could play there. I believe he's done that in the past, but never for Arsenal. And I think the most natural fit would be Ethan Nwaneri, but he's a kid. Like, he's never started a Premier League game for Arsenal. Is his first start going to be in the North London derby away from home as well? That is a lot of pressure. He has the potential to be one of the world's best players in the future, but it would be a huge ask to drop him in here. I mean, unless there's someone I'm just forgetting, it could be tough to fill, like, two midfielders. I know they're different types of midfielders, but that is, you know, it's not, if it was a defender and a striker that got injured or something, it's much more easy to deal with. Like, Tottenham were potentially going to be without Van de Ven and Solanke, who play on the opposite ends of the pitch, so it would have been manageable. I say that Van de Ven is Tottenham's most important player by far. Like, without him, they are terrible. But he's fit, as is Solanke. Tottenham don't really have any real selection dilemmas. Like, I know Bissouma's a doubt, and Bentancur might be suspended or something, but they've got enough players. Like Saab, Gray can both cover that position, it's fine. Tottenham have been awful going forward this season. They have so much possession, but they don't have enough shots. They're playing like Southampton right now, and it's just not good. Like, the Tottenham at the start of last season were amazing. They were brilliant to watch. Right now, I can't lie, they're not very good to watch. They're playing the final third has just not been good enough. And Arsenal still have all their defenders. I know Calafiori will potentially be out, but he was never going to start anyway because he's still a new boy. To be honest with you, a lot of this just doesn't matter when it's the North London derby. You know, such a big game that crazy things can happen. I've played it a little bit safe. I've gone with a 2-2 draw because I just can't. I don't know how this game goes. I don't know how Arsenal will deal with Rice and Erdogan not being in the team. I don't know how Tottenham will play given how poor they were against Newcastle. But if last season is anything to go by, we know there'll be goals. Both games last season, 2-2 at the Emirates, 3-2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This will be entertaining. It's always entertaining. Finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers against Newcastle United. Wolves are winless, Newcastle are unbeaten. Given the fixture both have played, you wouldn't expect Wolves to really win any of their games. With Newcastle, you might have expected them to lose against Tottenham, but so far, Newcastle haven't played as well as they could. But I think now, with Shah back, with Tonali fully back, they're going to be unbelievable to watch. And I think they're going to win here. I'm going 3-1. Harvey Barnes to score 2 goals, and I think Isak gets the other one. If those are my predictions for this game week, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.